To cultivate in the premise, stricken by your mere contemplation, discipline to make fodder of your experience, tethered by various reminisce. It is one that I proceed with insist. It enables the need to persist through the times where I continually chime my cosmic lines to go beyond, stepping out of reality sometimes. Hello everyone, welcome back to Poetry Journal Podcast. I am your host, Alex Murdoch, and the guy that is the author, the poet, and everything right, pun intended. I just kind of had a thought and wanted to try something different, some different things today. So just bear with me. But you know, certain things never change. Like, you know, sharing something that I've been cooking up recently. And yeah, let me get back to that actually. Let me just break it down. So this is just, as always, it's just a paragraph, you know, sharing a piece that I've created. So as it goes, to cultivate in the premise, stricken by your mere contemplation, discipline to make fodder of your experience, tethered by various reminisce. It is one that I proceed with insist. It enables the need to persist through the times where I continually chime my cosmic lines to go beyond, stepping out of reality sometimes, then driven by the incline to share my time, like conquest periods where I see these myriads like pyramids. They shed light on the crevices, the unbeknownst. If you don't reminisce outside the scope of artistic with assist, a mad scientist on Hines, primed to dive in the onset of survive. Take a look on the universe as I climb. It endeavors on the inside. Take a look upon the telescope that I provide. The slides that subsides, they tell of the enclosed ponderings I've yet to speak in sight. The dream of the colors with a ride. They run wild like wild animals on the insides. Never to take a break. In fact, they never even tried. And you know, as you know, I love what I do, so sometimes when I read these lines, man, I get the EBGBs, get the shivers, you know what I mean? Cause no man, this is real to me, so I take this serious. I take this seriously. But with this, you know, I think it speaks for itself. Just to give, like, you know, because what I like to do with my pieces that I create, the title itself is actually part of the whole. It actually gives context to everything that follows that I speak about. And in this case, this piece is called A World of Your Imagination. Now, with all being said, everything that you've heard, I think, well, at least in my mind anyway, I hope that makes sense to break down where I'm taking things, where we're going with it, or where I take it. I'll just leave that there. I want people to just kind of make of it what they like, and then maybe get back to me and share. If you want to share, or you want my take, or you want, you know, snippets of, you know, things that might resonate with you from that, and reach out to me. hit me up, let me know, and let's have a conversation. We could talk about that. It's all art to me, you know what I mean? So I love to talk art. But what I really want to go into today, if you pay attention to like some of the platforms that I've created over the years, one of the main ones, which was like one of the first platforms I ever had, was WordPress. And with WordPress, I always create snippets. I always take snippets from my work, and I would just make it, something. I would create something that's really presentable, eye catching. Colors are, out there, like colors that resonate with me, especially, of course, but colors that people, I imagine, would be intrigued by, just the way I put it together, of course. But over everything, presentation is my point. So, but with these words that I take, it's almost like things that I find profound from things that I have created. So it's like basically profound lines in a sense. And that's really where I wanted to kind of focus today. I think because I create so many of these pieces to kind of just share on that platform, I thought to myself, let me shed more light on that, because it would make the conversation so much more diverse, and just break it down into segments, and then we can have more of a wider conversation on things that is what I'm about, is what I create. For example, and by the way, the name, I will leave the link under this video once it's posted, once it comes out. But the name of, or should I say that the link for this should be dreamimagine.express is the WordPress I'm referring to. Hopefully nobody would have a problem finding it. So, but I want to give an example. I'm just checking my tablet quickly, and I want to give an example of one of these lines. Now, these lines, they vary. I picked them at random, just from different pieces. I would have selected from, and just go about sharing. So let me just get this right here for you. For example, this is one that it says, fluent in the language of creativity, like Spike Lee, to marvel at what I did, a gift to the masses. And I just decided to start with this one because I was just thinking, and with this one, I think it's obviously it's somewhat simple, but I think why it resonates with me and I wanted to share it is the fact that Spike Lee, for one, is what stood out to me, because as we know, Spike Lee is an entity in itself. He's an entity in itself, and to that I say that because growing up watching Marvel, I'm sure a lot of us do, because I'm a 90s baby. So when it comes to like the X-Men and all the pretty much the Marvel universe, and even even further than that, like DC and stuff like that. You know, those type of things resonates with me. The whole comic book experience of and interrelated with television and made into cartoon, and you know what I mean, the whole portrayal of that in itself is significant to who I am in terms of like just that spark, you know, that spark in the imaginative part of it. Like imagination is a big part of, I think, being a creative to begin with, but also when it comes to writing poetry, you know, I like to think you have to be creatively inclined to begin with. And then from there, it's kind of like, I mean, you know, sometimes people ask me, I might turn up to an event, like a venue to create, to perform. And somebody would ask me, like, you know, what do you do? Like, as in, like, you know, because it might be mixed, might be for music as well as singing, and, you know, stuff like that. And someone would ask me, what do you do? And you just be like, well, I'm a wordsmith. Do you get what I mean? Sometimes you'd be like, yeah, I'm a poet, or a poet, writer, whatnot. But if you're creative, you're pretty much a writer. Um, but I like to think of myself as a wordsmith because I think there's uh, there's so many there's so many facets to that being, in terms of like words are not just they're not just tools to somebody like me. You know, it's almost like, man, you get close to words to an extent when you become a poet. And you know, over the years, what I've learned to kind of like just manipulate and coerce a verse of sorts, that type of thing. Man, it's, you know, it's just, it's on levels. So I guess that's the reason why I would say that. And yeah, so Spike Lee, sorry, I made a mistake. I was meant to say Stan Lee, but Spike Lee, of course, is somebody that is significant, of course, in our, as we know it. But yes, I'm speaking about Stan Lee. Stan Lee, just to get that right. But yes, Stan Lee. Stan Lee is so significant in what I do, in terms of like the creation of just like the imagination part of it, and just growing up, going off the X-Men and stuff like that. Another piece, something simple, something simple. The moments are like stars, shining with intensities afar, ascribing to agents, light beams with extra lean. Yeah. And this piece to me is just like, it's just almost out of this world. Do you get what I mean? It's just, it's kind of enigmatic in a sense. And it just stands alone. You know, speaking with the moments, and then you add a star to the side of it. Now it's a shining moment. You know what I mean? So moments are like stars. Then here comes the shining intensities. Shining moment, right? Ascribing to agents, light beams with extra lean. And then comes the agents. Who are the agents? Light. And it's just like when you think about extra lean, it's just like, oh man, efficiency, powerful, strength, and just like, of course, it's there's metaphorical um, components to it, and personification, of course, in the sense where, you know, extra lean, just given that that what's the word I'm looking for? That that humane touch to light, that humane touch to the moments, that humane touch to the intensity. And with that being said, I would go as far as saying, now you see it, you know, and that's just something where it just comes to me, and yeah, yeah. So I enjoy that one. Okay, here's another one. Another one. Um, Cryptic with the craze, chaos in every phase, staring at the moon, trying to be cryptic with the praise. So let me say it. Just flow with it. Let's flow with it. Cryptic with the craze, chaos in every phase, staring at the moon, trying to be cryptic with the praise. And I think for me, it's just the reason why I would approach it by being cryptic, because when you say the craze, most people would just a minute, I just lost it. Yeah, got it back. Yeah, so when you think about craze exposing something that people might, somewhat perceive as being crazy, I think, me personally, I would approach from a cryptic, you know, from a cryptic sort of strategically trying to be cryptic with it. And so cryptic with the craze, chaos in every phase. It's almost like trying to resist being blunt or overly exposure of too early and overly exposure for too overly exposure prematurely, I would say. And it's almost like staring at the moon. I could picture like a wolf, which, that's imagery that comes to me, like a wolf, trying to be cryptic with the praise. So it's almost like a wolf about to howl at the moon. But but at this point, me, in my mind, I'm still trying to almost hold back while trying to be well, hold back, but at the same time, in a sense, being cryptic with the praise. Just do my best to break it down how it in my head. hopefully people would get, where I'm coming from with this. So yes, so these are some of the lines I really just wanted to kind of, just almost break down today, because I think they have such profound meaning to them. And I just thought, at this point, people would like to hear a bit more of the method behind my madness, in a sense. Okay, here's another one, and this will be the final one for today. Just a simple one. It says, "In the end, I will reign supreme." Now, what does that mean? In the end, I will reign supreme. I will win. I will accomplish. I will become. I will be great. I will be everything that I'm working towards to be.
It's 12 hours.
And for me, I honestly believe that, you know. I honestly believe that. Not only because, not for wishful thinking, but because I'm working for it. Do you get what I mean? And I know I will do what it takes. And that's where it starts. I'm in my head. I'm already there. Trying to be cryptic with the praise. But thank everyone for tuning in. This is Poetry Journal. This is the platform where we speak about art. Sometimes we might integrate some relevant things going on in the surroundings. I think the last thing we spoke about a while ago was the situation with the Dalai Lama. I really want to go back into that, but yeah, just different things. If I really want to, if I was gonna say where my mind is at in terms of like my creativity and everything, a lot of the things that's behind it is inspiration that I create at this moment in time. I would have to say manhood. This is where I'm at with it. I think every poet starts with love poetry, and I think over the years I've kind of grown, I've kind of molded myself, I've matured, I've evolved long past that. And of course, I'm not saying I don't write love poetry still, but it's not the source of my it's not the source of my fuel these days to create. It's still a part of my skill set, but it's not really where I'm at in life right now. I think the greatest source of what or the scope I speak from is manhood, and just representing firstly who I am and a man's perspective, and or just the objective, being objective with my words as far as I'm concerned, from just seeing it as I see it, and don't try to pander to left or right. Just speak straight. As far as portraying my art, in a sense. But yeah, this is where I'm at with it, and I want to thank everyone for tuning in, listening, and just keep following what I'm doing. There's lots more to come, and I'm working towards that. So I'll look to have another guest soon, so we can really just kind of speak and converse and just switch things up. But yeah, feeling excited about the future. So, but thank everyone for tuning in, and like I said, I'll leave the link below um, to the WordPress. It's not hard to find though, but um, find me on Instagram as well. That's Poetry Journal with a number 3, P-O number 3, TRYJOURNAL. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we'll speak again soon. Take care.